A new poll out shows that 9% of Americans have never used email, including Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. It does seem shocking in this day and age that there are millions, more than tens of millions of Americans who have not ever used email. It would be 30 million people who've never used email. Who are these people? I don't mean to sound condescending, but it does seem like saying, well, I've never used a refrigerator, I just use an ice box. I guess you could. Certainly, a lot of these people are elderly who simply feel like it's too late to learn something new. Some people, I imagine, are just very, very poor, although you can go to public libraries and get a free email account. Some perhaps have reading disabilities, and it's simply not easy to type and to read and might not know how to read. All sorts of the blind, perhaps, although the blind certainly have applications of sending email through audio formats and touch as well. What interests me more is Senator Lindsey Graham saying that he has never sent an email. Now, unless you think this guy is just a complete technophobe, he has not one but 2 Twitter accounts. So I think there's something a little too cute going on here. The senator was asked about Hillary Clinton's recent so-called email scandal and said, hey, I'll show you all of mine because I've never sent any. There is an old expression in politics, never write anything down that you can say in person. Never talk on the phone with someone when you can talk in person. And the reason there is not good government or transparency. The reason is you don't want anyone to see what you're up to. Now, I don't know what's in Hillary Clinton's emails, but I do know this with absolute certainty. If our politicians all stop using email, it's not going to create better government. The person who uses the least email is not the most transparent. Now, certainly we don't want negotiations, high-level negotiations that affect billions of dollars and the lives of millions, all handled in private negotiations through a private email. I get that. But I also think that we can't tell all young people today who are ever thinking of running for public office, oh, by the way, if you ever want to run for office, every single private email you've ever sent is going to be exposed to the public and you have to let it all hang out. That's a horrible idea because I think you're going to end up with the most craven, cautious, insincere crop of politicians in the history of the world. They're going to make everyone we had today seem like Lincoln and Jefferson in comparison. We do need to give some private sphere in an email category to our politicians, even when they're in office. But I do think that Hillary Clinton needs to be the last Secretary of State who does things on her own servers. There needs to be something that's official for records and something else that really is strictly private. If we don't do that, folks, it really is going to drive out some of the last few sane people from ever running for public office.